Well, my team brought me an interesting video clip of Ivy League grads and community college grads, and the questions they're getting asked and their answers are fascinating. I'm going to jump in as well. Let's roll it.
Hi, I'm Cassandra. I'm a student at Yale.
Hi, I'm Corey, and I also go to Yale.
I'm Emily. I go to Princeton. I'm Trinity. I go to LBCC.
I'm Saul. I graduated recently from Santa Monica Community College.
I'm Aiden, and I currently attend Irvine Valley College.
Can I get my Ivy League students on the left and my community college students on the right? If you agree, come to the middle. My school is a huge part of my identity.
Yeah, so in high school, like, everybody knew me as the guy who wanted to go to Yale. I'm surrounded by people who all are affiliated with Yale, who lift me up, who support me in what I do, who support me in my job search, who support me in my career, who support basically my entire life. So yeah, my life right now revolves around my school, and I love it.
All right, so this isn't just about his life revolving around school. This is about the status that has been applied for decades and decades and decades to a college degree. Fascinating. I love this question because the community college students are going, my identity isn't wrapped up in this. This is something I have to do. This is functional. I got to check it off the list because I believe it's going to help me do this, 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 and this in the future. Versus the Ivy League grads, you just think about how much it's been discussed in their home. I guarantee you they went to private schools or public schools that were very much driving their opportunity to go there, as if they didn't get there, they wouldn't be meeting their potential. And you think about the and again, worthy celebration to get in an Ivy League school. It's a big deal. I get it. But it is their entire identity. And I think creates tremendous stress and anxiety because there has been so much pressure from outside and then internal pressure for these students to make it to an Ivy League school. And of course, he feels supported by his community. They've all been brainwashed. They are in the biodome that they've been conditioned to go to. And again, I don't have a problem with it, but this is dangerous stuff. When your entire identity is in the school and then eventually you're going to finish the school, and some of them take forever to finish, going on and getting masters and doctorates and things just to stay in this bubble of accomplishment instead of getting out in the real world and doing something that matters to them. Fascinating stuff. Status is what the degree is about.
I'm embarrassed to tell others where I go to college.
Yeah, really interesting here that the two young people, they move into the middle. The old guy, he's lived some life. He's got some maturity, man. He's going, look, I'm an older guy. I'm not embarrassed. Primarily because I don't think he gives a crap. Because I think you get to a certain point in your life where you go, I don't give a crap what anybody else thinks. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, that's just kind of how it is when you go to community college, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
There's just such a stigma. Yeah.
Like, that makes me so sad. Like, I'm getting my education. Like, I'm bettering myself.
Yes, it makes me mad. She's sad, I'm mad. She's taking time, spending money to further herself. And she feels less than because it doesn't have a sexy college brand. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. We, the people, ought to be ashamed of this. This is class warfare, simply put.
Do I feel like I'm lesser than just because I don't have a fancy name school on my, like, resume? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
My tuition is a fair price.
Uh-oh.
At one point in American history, college was free or like practically nothing. And in a lot of countries outside of the U.S., tuition is really, really low.
All right, I got to take this on. First of all, bless her heart. Education is never free. And the reason that education isn't free, now, again, they think free because I didn't have to pay something for it. I get to go do it. No one said I had to write a check. But it's not free because people that are educating in America should be paid, and they are paid, and that's coming from tax dollars. It's not free. If something is free, that means there is literally no cost to it. I don't think many things in life are actually free. Let's keep going on this.
You can attend college for free, but given the current circumstances of where our education system is now, the tuition that I have to pay is pretty low compared to some of my friends who are attending university, and they have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars.
I just paid my fall bill. It was about $36,000.
Okay, I think I gotta go now.
Every year, it only goes.
I want you to think about how many Americans make $36,000 and how many Americans don't make $36,000. And that's why the physical pain, almost a nausea from the community college students, $36,000 for the fall.
Higher and higher. I mean, granted, we are at a great university with great facilities and great, amazing professors who win Pulitzer Prizes, but I'm not sure where every single aspect of that money is going to.
The purpose of a community college is to provide an education for those who can't afford it. Frankly, I couldn't afford it, and they gave me a free ride for the year and a half that I spent there. I wouldn't have been able to go to school without it, and that makes me very grateful.
I worry about getting a job after school.
Well, we were talking about it earlier, how it's we both are interested in creative writing, and it's I want to be a novelist, I want to be a writer, and it's that doesn't pay anything. I'm gonna have no money, I'm gonna be so poor.
There is a lot of fear that I won't meet the standards of where a Princeton student should be working after college.
Okay, this is huge. A lot of the fear that the Ivy League kids and kids that go into name brand schools that they feel is there's an expectation, I think, that they've created, that they feel this pressure because they've gone to this great school and get a degree, that they're supposed to get a great job. And that puts extra pressure on them when what is in reality is that you start at square one anyway. You still got to beat out people with good degrees from other big name schools. There's no guarantee that you're getting a job because of the school you went to. And I think this is fascinating. Equal response here. Community college kids, the Ivy League college kids, they both have to start at square one, which is competition. You got to beat somebody out for a job.
Mentioning to people that I potentially wanted to be a teacher or a social worker or work at a nonprofit, and they're like, you went to Princeton to be a teacher?
It's who you know more than what you know.
I've always said that when you pay for a school like Yale or Princeton or any school, you're not necessarily paying for the education. I don't think our education is $70,000 worth more than your education.
Hey, tell him what he's won. That's beautiful. I think this young man has nailed it. It's about the status that is then connected to a network. I still don't think it's worth the price, but this young man has nailed it. If you go to an Ivy League school and you don't have the leverage because of that, of a strong network of former grads, the alumni power, forget it. It's not worth it at all.
But I do think what we are paying for is the opportunities and the connections.
Yes, it really helps to know the right people. As an author, which I've been for 20 years, if I had the right agent and if I had the right publisher, then I would be farther along in my career as a writer. You don't get a chance to network with the same people that you guys do.
100%.
And that makes a big difference. So it's kind of where you network as well as networking.
All right, now he makes a great point. I wrote an entire book, best-selling book called The Proximity Principle. He makes a very good point that the Ivy Leaguers are swimming in a different pond than the community college kids. However, If you take that at face value and you then believe, well, I'll never be able to network and connect with the same level of people that Ivy Leaguers connect with, that is not true. Is it more difficult? Yes. Is it doable? Yes. Because at the end of the day, when you begin to connect and meet with people, they don't care if you went to a community college or if you went to an Ivy League college, especially if you have a mutual connection. That's the key to understand. Is there an advantage in being in a bigger or better pond? Yes. Is it exclusive only to those kids? No, it is not.